All right, let's go. Dolphins, Jags. Jags open up at -3. They're still there. -3 at +100. There are 2.5s on the board. This total shot up from 45 to 47.5 or 48. Let's start with these Dolphins 0-2. They lost cornerback Byron Jones to a groin injury. The injury report has Devontae Parker, Byron Jones, and Xavier Howard. So 2 cornerbacks, a safety in Clayton Fedelum, and linebackers Landon Roberts and defensive end Shaq Lawson. This is a beat-up Dolphins D. Fitzpatrick looked pretty good. Actually looked good. Let's say he looked good against the Bills. 31 for 47, 328 yards, 2 TDs. Myles Gaskin again was their leading rusher, 7 times for 46 yards. But their defense was completely shredded due to all these injuries, and that's why this total is going up, 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 and away. Jaguars lost 33-30 to the Titans last second field goal. They have DJ Clark, receiver DJ Clark, tight end Tyler Davis, center Brandon Luter, cornerback Brandon Watson, and kicker Josh Lambo, all questionable. Minshew goes for 339 yards, 3 TDs, and they outgained Tennessee 480 to 354. So let's start with this Thursday nighter, Bebsy. Do you agree with this market move up to the 48? And what do you think about the Jags only 3-point favorites in this spot? What do you think?
Well, I think the reason it's so close is because, look, my play from the start of the year on the Jags is don't bet against a team that has nothing to lose, and that's exactly what the Jags are. But now the Jags are coming up against another team that doesn't have anything to lose. Both of these teams are playing with house money right now. Gardner Minshew all he's doing is playing to win this starting job, and look, they're not going to finish last. They aren't. The Jets are so bad. So I think they're already out of the with a win. With one win, I think they might already be out of the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. But this, I don't like this game simply because these are 2 teams that have nothing to lose. There are so many players on either side that I've never even heard of. I don't like this game at all. If you forced me to make a pick, I'd probably take the Jags just because they're playing way better than anybody thought. But I don't like this game at all. And even the points total, I'd lean towards the under just because it's a short week. But I don't even like that. I don't like anything about this game. It's just 2 bad teams that are going to potentially spoil some games for some teams down the stretch, but right now I'm definitely staying off this. The Jags were an easy play last week with such a massive spread, but this week I don't know what to take. Okay, well, I can understand the total going up and away with the injuries to this Miami secondary and what Fitzpatrick does when they're down. He just airs it out nonstop. What do you think about our man, Dennis Garcia, who says, I like Miami. Jacksonville's been big dogs, which don't trust them with expectations. Well, he's kind of echoing what I'm saying, right? Like they had no expectations week 1, week 2. They were expected to get pumped, and now they're the favorites. So it almost feels a bit like a trap. So, I agree wholeheartedly with Dennis here, but again, I can't bet on Miami. They're a bad team that's injured. Like, they're not even a good team that's injured. They're a bad team that's injured. So, yeah, it's just a reason for me to stay off it. But I get what Dennis is saying here.
This feels like the Jags put up 480 yards against the Titans. I mean, we saw what the Miami secondary made Josh Allen look like the most valuable player in the NFL.
I'm not ready to say that Josh Allen isn't the most valuable player in the NFL. No, I'm definitely not saying that. I just think Josh Allen's better than people are giving him credit for. He finally has some weapons. He looks better all around this year. I don't think that's a viable argument one way or the other right now. I just I see this as a bit of a trap. The Jags have been playing so well against teams that they expected. Look, when you're coming into a game and everyone thinks you're going to get pumped, there's no pressure. just like this whole season for the Jags, and to some degree Miami. Like I said a couple times now that the Jags are last year's Miami, in that nobody thinks they're going to do anything because they jettisoned everybody right before the start of the season. And it's just going to be a bit more of that. I think it's last year's version playing this year's version, and there hasn't been enough change. So I'm off it for sure.
Well, I know that the NFL is where all these books make all their money, but I sit here with this. Look at this Dolphins secondary, and you have 2 cornerbacks and a safety hurt. And then you have Shaq Lawson on the front 7 hurt. You have Landon Roberts hurt. I mean, am I just Kobe Valentine says Thursday Night Football home teams 10-3-1 against the spread in the last 14. I mean, am I just being a simpleton? Am I just being a complete square by saying the Jaguars win this game by a field goal or more?
I mean, you could be, but you could be wrong, and I could be dead wrong about. I could be overthinking this, to be completely honest with you. I could. Maybe the Jags are better than everyone thinks. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that they've been so heavily bet against so far. So you might be right, and I might be overcomplicating things, but I don't like it. I don't like this spot. 2.5. If you force me to take it, I would take that 2.5 just because that makes it a little bit easier, makes it a potential field goal overtime win. But what I was saying about Josh Allen is that he's not that good, and the Dolphins secondary made him look spectacular. No, I know that's what you're saying, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I don't think he's an MVP caliber, but I think Josh Allen is maybe better than people are giving him credit for.
For sure. Okay, I feel that.
He finally has more weapons around him. Like, I do think Diggs makes a big difference in that offense for him. And he's growing. He's looking better certainly than Sam Darnold, which again, I'm not going to blame Sam entirely for this, but I just don't think Josh Allen's that bad. I think he has a lot of talent. He's just had to work on his accuracy, and maybe it could be better.
All right, I know we maybe are humming a hawing on this game for a little bit too long. Dennis Garcia says, who has more weapons, Buffalo or Jacksonville? Easily Buffalo. What about this here? Where was it? Where is it? I'll find it here in a second. But what do you make of the Dolphins losing by just 3 points to a Bills team that we think is very good?
I think Miami just plays teams pretty tough, and I think that has a lot to do with their coach. I think they believe in their coach. I don't think they get down. Look, we all thought they were a 1-15, 0-16 team last year, and they bought into Brian Flores. So I believe that he is going to keep teams. I think he's going to keep them close in a lot of games that maybe they don't deserve to be in, so to speak.
Well, I guess I'm the square here, but I'm going to take the Jags at home.
Jimmy, this could be an easy pick, and I could very well be overthinking it, but I get why you were taking it. Honestly, until I started talking about it, I was thinking about taking it, but I think I'm off this one, and would not think you crazy to be on it.
Look, if the Dolphins were healthier than they are, Colin Baudin is saying Minshew on the over player prop. I'm going to take a look at what that is right now. So here we go. We have our first spot, Thursday nighter, and Bebsy wants nothing to do with the Jags. The market's moving towards the Dolphins on a Thursday night. We have Kobe Valentine in the chat who It's home team or no team on Thursday Night Football. And here money is coming in on the Dolphins, and it just makes very little sense to me. Let's quickly see what the I don't have my player props out yet. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Home team or no team on Thursday night, but it's not like this is a far travel for the Jags. And also, home team just doesn't mean the same thing this year. So I typically would agree with that, but now I care a little bit less about the home team, especially when you're not traveling. They're driving up the road.
Jags team totals at 24.5. Dolphins is at 22.5. The first half, which Jay Peach is all over, the first half total is sitting at 23. But it is Thursday night. Crazy shit happens. Okay, I'm call it square, call it simpleton play, call it whatever you want. But I'm on the Jags -3 at +100. And that's what's available at Bet365, and that's what I will be betting after the game.